Yeah.
Hi, Priscilla.
Hi, James.
This is Priscilla Rose Howe. This is the artist that we collaborated with this season on our on the Epic print. And I just wanted to talk about our process and talk about your work and yeah, find out a little bit more about you and share all that with all our Jimmy D customers. This is a question that I hate. So we're going to start with that. Like
Brilliant.
anytime I say I'm a designer and people are like, oh, so how do you describe your
Yeah,
work? It's like, it's really hard. So, how do you
totally.
describe your work?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, totally. I'm exactly the same. I find it so hard to describe it. I guess like formally it's like figurative works.
Yeah.
And I'm really interested in ideas around like desire and eroticism, phenomenology. Um,
Mm.
and often like it is really dependent on the place that I'm at in life too. Like it is kind of autobiographical, which I'm kind of realizing.
Yeah.
Um,
I always think
and
of your work as being quite painterly, but you're not a painter. Like, how do you, like,
mm,
are you do you pigeonhole yourself like that? Are you like a drawer?
well, recently actually I do use a bit of paint
Yeah.
and I do use a bit of pastel and pencil and it's become a bit more mixed media because I kind of want to use whatever I can to depict what I'm trying to depict.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess I play around a little bit, but I would say I'm more a drawer for sure.
Yeah. And is there something about those materials that you're drawn to? Because obviously they're quite kind of democratic and like they feel more accessible and kind of less
Mm.
pretentious maybe than
Yeah, well,
like
I
an
mean,
oil paint or something.
for sure. I mean, I think like I picked up coloring pencils as a practice when I was living in Melbourne because I was working as a sex worker full time and
Yeah.
drawing just felt right. And I started off by just like doing portraits of people I worked with and just realized how much I loved the medium. Like, I think it's a very freeing medium.
Yeah.
And it's very quick too. It's very quick and it's very cheap. And I don't have
Yeah.
money. I'm poor as hell. So it's perfect in that sense.
Where do all of these characters that you draw come from? I think I read something where you talked about maybe those characters were facets of your own personality or like,
I'm very inspired by films and music and
yeah,
what surrounds me.
yeah,
Like artists, very inspired by a lot of media that's not art.
yeah,
Like for example, like I listen to a lot of like experimental music or things like 80s Miles Davis or Captain Beefheart, like strange musicians who
yeah,
kind of have that, like atmospheric vibe. And then I kind of imagine a world in my head of where these people would sit. And then I think about maybe my current situation and where I sit within that, or where the world sits within that.
yeah.
And if that makes sense.
I relate to that. Like, I'm never just like
Mm,
referencing fashion history or like I've had collections that are based on like just a photo, or sometimes it's just this weird feeling that I can't even like put my finger on, or it's a book, or it's, I don't know. But now I kind
mm.
of just trust myself a little bit more. Like, I'm a little bit more intuitive about it and just know that if it's coming from me, it's all going to kind of make sense in the end.
No, absolutely. You can have multiple influences, but
Yeah.
together it creates this whole, and you're
Yeah.
creating this new atmosphere through absorbing other things that come into your life and
Yeah.
inspire you.
Obviously, there are kind of recurring
Mm.
like icons within your work.
Mm.
Food is obviously a big one. I love food. So do you. Why are you drawn to food? Because obviously it's quite a major part of the print that we did.
Totally. I've always had an obsession with food, particularly in its repulsion, I think. One of my earliest memories of repulsion was actually my mum serving me like creamy, like that like shitty like Alfredo pasta
Yeah.
shit. It just made my stomach like the texture and like beigey creaminess of it is like was so disgusting to me.
Yeah.
Like I'm digesting this, my stomach acid is like dissolving this. And then that ties me to being an animal, which ties me to temporality, which ties me
Yeah.
to death, which is like
Yeah.
very abject, like it's like abject theory.
Yeah.
But I love the paradox of like decadent food and repulsion because like obviously it has to be digested and and that
Yeah,
is quite disgusting. Like, it's like this, but it's also beautiful at the same time. So there's this paradox.
there's kind of a sensuality and like sexiness to food as well. Like there's and
Totally.
it's I mean, oysters obviously a huge like aphrodisiac, and then just that kind of food is sexy and food is disgusting, and it's like you said, it's that paradox. Also, you're like a huge John Waters fan as well, which are all like super camp and kind of like ridiculous. What draws you to camp?
I think it's just like I like that tension between like repulsion and beauty, I
Yeah,
guess. Especially like in the sense of because I really relate to the 70s version of queerness, like the transgressive queer
yeah,
culture.
yeah,
I really resonate with. I love the way it was like um super filthy, super transgressive, super disgusting, and just so anti-establishment and anti-conforming.
yeah.
And it was messy. Yeah, that 70s vision that like John Waters and his crew had is very
Mm,
inspirational because they just didn't give a shit. Like they were just doing their thing.
yeah.
And it's very inspiring to me.